Space Shuttle Discovery, the venerable veteran of America's human spaceflight fleet, proudly resting atop Launch Pad 39A here at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Her wings outstretched and ready to soar into space for the 39th and final time. Shuttle Discovery is completing 27 years of service, the oldest space shuttle in the fleet, launching for the first time in August 1984 on mission 41D. And over the years, Discovery has achieved many notable accomplishments. In total, Discovery has spent 351 days in orbit, to be exact, 8,441 hours, 50 minutes, and 41 seconds. Orbited Earth 5,628 times, flown 246 crew members to date, docked to the Mir space station once, and to the International Space Station 12 times, with the 13th time upcoming. About 3.5 miles away from Discovery, launch controllers here in Kennedy's Launch Control Center Firing Room 4 are overseeing all the shuttle systems and verifying the step-by-step processes that will lead to an expected liftoff at 4:50 and 27 seconds p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Here you can see a camera view from the launch pad itself as the Astrovan is crossing the trackway, the crawler trackway that the crawler uses to deliver the whole shuttle assembly to the launch pad. The crew will step out of the Astrovan and you'll probably see them step back and look up, which is a little hard to do in the heavy suits that they have. But you get an opportunity to stand there and see the shuttle from a very unique perspective. The view itself is spectacular, but your perspective is particularly unique because you know that it is the ride that's going to take you out into orbit in that amazing 8.5-minute ride that it is capable of executing.
And here we see the flight crew.
Yeah, that's a good view of them walking along the edge of the flame trench to just have a look, do a visual pre-flight of their vehicle in preparation for the ride up the elevator. This is one advantage of launching in the cooler months in Florida, is that this is quite enjoyable to be out there. When you do this in the summer months in those suits, it can get quite hot.
Can imagine that.
There you can see the crew having a group hug and a little quiet moment for themselves to consolidate their thoughts. Wish each other well, and then it's back to work.
And we are at T-minus 2 hours, 20 minutes, 28 seconds and counting as we see Commander Steve Lindsay entering Space Shuttle Discovery. First member to enter traditionally is the commander, and astronaut support person Kay Heyer will assist him into his seat, help configure his communications gear. And not too long from now, we'll be opening up the communications links and we'll be able to hear Steve Lindsay speak to the Launch Control Center and to Mission Control in Houston. Okay, and handshakes as Mike Barrett prepares to enter Shuttle Discovery on the middeck.
Mike Barrett on board at this time.
And that's OVCC Travis Thompson announcing that Barrett has passed the threshold and is now in the crew module.
1839 GMT. PC copied. OTC, OVCC. Go ahead. TLT Bo on board at this time. Copy that. GMT of 1849.
And I see pilot Bo sliding feet first through the interdeck access onto the flight deck. where he'll be assisted into his PLT seat. Here's a good shot from the window looking left across the flight deck as he comes up to his seat. That's the parachute laying down on top of the seat at the moment.
So the parachute is already in place.
Yes, we put the parachutes on the seat first, and then we put a harness on the crewman, and now he's being assisted up into his seat. He's got to get his feet around the hand controller and stick his feet in the footwell. And I see the chute has moved a little. The chute is on a Teflon sheet that allows it to move around, so they can get the chute right where they want it. Then they pull that Teflon sheet out, and the Velcro sticks, and it stays put.
Nicole giving a sign to her family and preparing to board Space Shuttle Discovery.
OTC, OVCC. Good, OVCC. Nicole Stott on board at this time. All right, that's MS1, and that time GMT is 1910.
And Nicole will be going into seat 3 behind the pilot on the flight deck behind them. And Nicole Stott will be seated in seat 4 during entry, doing the flight engineer duties that Tim Coper had been previously assigned.
Houston, MS1, contact.
MS1 Houston, we read you loud and clear. Good afternoon, Nicole.
And we can see Alvin Drew, who just entered the hatch, making his way into seat number 4.
TMQC, that's complete step 617. An NA for the MS5 slot. TMQC copied.
NTD, this is SRO on 212.
Right, SRO?
Range status is no-go at this time. Central Command remoting system is partially operational. When selecting a screen, the string will go down. And they experienced this event last night, had confidence in the system as long as they didn't select that screen, that we were confident in the system. However, the same event was experienced when selecting a different screen. They are not confident in the system at this time, and range status is no-go.
Discovery Launch Director, here to ground 1.
Go for Discovery.
Okay, Steve, I don't know how much you've been following this, but the range is having a little bit of an issue with their range safety command system, the display of their command system, and they're talking it actively over there. Hopeful that we'll get through it. Not quite sure if we will yet or not, but the right people are working on it. So we're going to take this one on down to the wire. We'll go through our polls here and take you on down to 5 minutes and see if we can't get you a good flight today.
Sounds like a great plan, Mike.
This is Shuttle Launch Control. 5 minutes remaining in our hold at T-minus 9 minutes.
This is the NTD conducting the launch status check. All stations verify ready to resume count and go for launch. OTC, OTC go. TBC, TBC go. TTC, TTC's go. LPS, LPS is go. Houston flight.
Houston flight is go.
Mila. Mila's go. STM. STM is go. Safety console.
Safety consoles go.
STE. STE is go. LRD. LRD is go. SRO.
SRO is no-go.
Copy. You go to 5 minutes and hold.
Yes, we are good to go 5 minutes and hold.
Copy. And CDR. Discovery is go. Launch Director NTD.
Yes, sir.
Our launch team is ready to proceed. SRO has concurrence to go to 5 minutes.
Okay, copy all that. I'll do my polls this time. KC, Chief Processing Engineer, verify no constraints to launch.
No constraints.
Thank you, Steve. KC, Safety and Mission Assurance.
KSC Safety and Mission Assurance is go pending resolution of the range issue.
Copy. Payload Launch Manager.
Mike, the space station processing teams go.
Copy. Range Weather.
Weather has no constraints for launch.
Copy, thank you, Kathy. And Ops Manager.
See, Mike, on our side, MMT's in really good shape. The vehicle's looking perfect. Weather's looking great. We'll stand by here and see if the range can resolve their issue, but we are go.
Okay, copy that, and we'll take it on down to 5 and see if we can't get there.
Yeah, it's a good plan, Mike. Let's keep going.
And KC Safety and Mission Assurance?
KC Safety and Mission Assurance.
Let's see, if we get the go from SRO, you're going to be go. Is that affirmed? We don't have to re-poll you.
Mike. Yes, we are go.
Right, so we will not re-poll you if we get a go from SRO.
That's affirmative.
Thank you, sir.
Concur.
Once again, we will come out of the hold at T-minus 9 minutes. We will count down to T-minus 5 minutes. Between now and then, if the range safety system condition is corrected, we will continue to count down for launch. If not, we will hold at 5 minutes.
GLS is go for orbiter access arm retract. And Discovery OTC from the processing team of Discovery to the crew of Discovery. Enjoy the ride.
Thank you very much. Thanks for all the work you did getting this ready to go, and appreciate all your work. And for those watching, get ready to witness the majesty and the power of Discovery as she lifts off one final time.
Countdown clock is holding at T-minus 5 minutes due to manual request.
Countdown clock is holding here.
5-year well, we troubleshoot our Eastern Range Central Command reporting system issue.
2 minutes and 48 seconds of hold time remain in today's launch window of Space Shuttle Discovery.
Ops Manager on 212.
Go ahead.
I got verbal confirmation from the 45th Wing Commander. We are go, and we do not need SRO's go, so I would like you to proceed.
Copy that. NTD with that verification that the range will support today's launch. You need to press on. Pick up the clock on your mark.
Copy that. And SRO NTD, need to put this your hold switch to proceed position.
40 seconds remaining in our launch window. Range is go.
GLS, has the SRO hold been removed? Negative, sir. SRO NTD. NTD, I can remove the hold here at the 5,000.
SRO on 212.
So needed to put your hold switch in proceed position.
Hold fire on proceed.
BC GLS, can you verify? GLS verifies.
15 seconds remaining in our hold.
Copy. Inspection on that will pick up momentarily. CGLS, pick up the clock on your mark. GLS copies. 3, 2, 1, mark. T-minus 5 minutes.
T-minus 5 minutes and counting.
TLT, OTC, perform APU start.
TLT in work.
And CDR, OTC, reconfigure heaters.
Copy in work.
T-minus 4 minutes, 41 seconds and counting.
Reconfig complete.
All systems are go and weather is green. Final test of the flight control surfaces is underway. This is a pre-programmed pattern of movements designed to verify the readiness of the flight control surfaces, the elevons, speed brakes, and rudder.
OTC, TLT, no unexpected errors.
The gaseous oxygen vent hood, or beanie cap, is slowly being retracted away from the top of the external tank.
Close and lock your visors and initiate O2 flow.
Copy on work.
Orbiter test conductor John Craxton requesting pilot Eric Bowe clear the caution and warning memory system.
GLS is go for auto sequence start.
And we have a go for auto sequence start. Discovery's onboard computers have primary control of all the vehicle's critical functions. 20 seconds. The sound suppression water system
15.
has been activated, protecting Discovery and the launch pad from acoustical energy waves.
Go for main engine.
Go for main engine start. We have main engine start. 2, 1. Booster ignition and the final liftoff of Discovery. A tribute to the dedication, hard work, and pride of America's Space Shuttle team. The shuttle has cleared the tower.
Mission Control Houston, the Space Shuttle now rolling over onto its back with a 10-minute ride into orbit. Discovery now making one last reach for the stars. throttling down as the orbiter passes through the area of maximum pressure, reducing the stress on the shuttle as it goes supersonic.
Discovery Houston, you are go at throttle up.
Commander Steve Lindsay acknowledging the call from Capcom Charlie Hobah as Discovery's 3 main engines throttle back up. Lindsay is joined on the flight deck by pilot Eric Bowen, mission specialist Al Drew, and Nicole Stott. Mission specialist Mike Barrett and Steve Bowen. Discovery's 3 main engines are burning fuel at a rate that would drain an average swimming pool in about 25 seconds. The engines, combined with the solid rocket boosters, produce more than 7 million pounds of thrust. 1 minute, 50 seconds into the flight, we're standing by for separation of the twin solid rocket boosters. Discovery now traveling 2,695 miles an hour. Its altitude 24 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 29 miles. Booster separation confirmed. Discovery's guidance is now converging as the shuttle's onboard computers fine-tune the flight. Two minutes, 25 seconds into the flight, Discovery traveling 3,189 miles an hour. Its altitude 37 miles. Downrange from the Kennedy Space Center 53 miles. Discovery now getting a boost into orbit from its twin orbital maneuvering system engines on either side of the shuttle's tail. These 2 engines will burn for 2 minutes and 32 seconds.
Your 2-engine TAL. We do have updates to your no-com mode boundaries, and we did launch late into Pane 1, our only pane. The contingency aboard boundaries we'll use are in-plane plus 230. Let me know when you're ready to copy the new Presta ATO and Presta MECO.
Our first views of Space Shuttle Discovery as it bears down on the Kennedy Space Center. The 2 air data probes on the left and right side of Discovery's nose have been deployed. They are measuring the speed of the wind around the vehicle and updating the airspeed and rate of descent to the onboard computers. Discovery now 6 minutes, 45 seconds to touchdown. Its speed 1,800 miles an hour. Its altitude 15 miles. Range 72 miles. Discovery now dropping 212 feet per second.
Discovery, you are on energy approaching the hack. Latest winds now 17 peak 25 out of 150, so it's straight down the runway. We ran the energy numbers with the higher peak wind that we gave you earlier, which was the 18 peak 28, still getting you 2,200 feet down. So we'll call it 2,100 at 195.
Okay, copy that.
And if I didn't mention it, still nominal shoot.
Copy.
Capcom Charlie Hobah updating the crew on the winds and the weather. This is a view from the heads-up display looking out pilot Eric Bowe's window. Discovery now 5 minutes from touchdown. It is traveling 850 miles an hour. Its altitude 11 miles. Range to touchdown 35 miles. Discovery continuing to drop 286 feet per second. Its wings are now level. Discovery now traveling 654 miles an hour. About to go subsonic. Its altitude 9 miles, range 27 miles. Four minutes to touchdown. Discovery now approaching the heading alignment circle. This is an imaginary circle created by the microwave landing system. It sits off the end of the runway and is about 7 miles in diameter. Commander Steve Lindsay will take over the flight of the shuttle around this circle, which will set it up for final approach. Sonic booms now heard at the Kennedy Space Center announcing Discovery's arrival. 3.5 minutes to touchdown. Discovery beginning this left-hand turn around this heading alignment circle. This will be a 252-degree left-hand turn. Pilot Eric Boe has taken over control of the flight. At this point, Discovery traveling 500 miles an hour. Its altitude 5 miles.
Discovery, we see you on at the 180.
On at the 180.
Discovery crossing out over the Atlantic, then back over the eastern edge of Florida. Commander Steve Lindsay back in control of Discovery for the remainder of this heading alignment circle. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to touchdown. Discovery traveling 440 miles an hour. Its altitude 4 miles.
Discovery, you are on at the 90.
On at the 90.
Two minutes to touchdown. Discovery traveling 400 miles an hour. Discovery beginning to line up with runway 15. This is the northwest to southeast approach at the Kennedy Space Center. During this point in the flight, the shuttle's descent rate is 20 times higher and the glide slope is 7 times steeper than a commercial airliner. Discovery speed 400 miles an hour. Its altitude 2 miles, continuing to line up with the runway there at KSE.
We agree you are on, and we have good HUD video.
Very good.
The heads-up display will allow Commander Steve Lindsay to line up Discovery's nose with the runway. You will see 2 arrows approach from the bottom. He will continue to lift the nose of the shuttle up. Discovery speed 370 miles an hour. This is Space Shuttle Discovery's final minutes of flight. Space Shuttle Discovery now on final approach to the Kennedy Space Center. Just more than 30 seconds to go. Discovery's gear is down and locked. Main gear touchdown. The nose of the shuttle being rotated down toward the flight deck. The parachute being deployed. And nose gear touchdown, and the end of a historic journey. And to the ship that has led the way time and time again, we say farewell, Discovery.
Discovery for the final time. We'll stop.
Discovery Houston, Pinto, great job by you and your crew. That was a great landing in tough conditions, and it was an awesome docked mission that you all had. You were able to take Discovery up to a full 365 days of actual time on orbit. I think that you'd call that a fleet leader and a leader of any manned vehicle for time in orbit. So, job well done. We'll meet you in the post-landing tab. For post-landing, currently no deltas.
And copy that, Scorch. We're headed to 5-3, and I'd like to thank you and your team and all the orbit teams for a fantastic mission, as well as the Expedition 26 team on orbit. And I'd also like to thank KSC, who has given us a perfect vehicle from start to finish on her final flight.
Well said on all, and we totally agree. Thanks, Pinto.